friends, it's Christy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a card using Lawn Fawn's new Stamp and Stencil Easter eggs plus spring basket and the backyard bird feeder add-on. I stamped those images in Lawn Fawn jet black ink and I'll be coloring with my Copic markers. I'm going to start with my bunny and I'm going to use E50, E51, E53, and E55. Starting with the E55, laying in a little bit of shadow along the side of the face, top of the head, and the side of the body. I'll also add some of that to the inner ears, and then I'm going to start blending that out with the E53, just making sure to go over the edge of that E55 and pull it into the next shade so that we have a nice smooth transition. Next, I'll bring in the E51 and I'll pull that color down a little bit further on the face. I do want to leave a little bit of a white spot on the muzzle, so I'm just kind of shaping that out. I'm also going to leave a white belly. So I'll bring in that E50 to just kind of transition from that E51 into the white cardstock and add that to the tail as well. I'm also going to use these shades for the basket from the Spring Baskets stamp set, but I want it to be just a little bit lighter than the bunny, so I'm going to skip the E55 on this one and just start out with the E53 as my darkest. Then I'll blend out with that E51 and fill in with the E50. I'm going to leave the highlight in the center on the lower part and then also on the center at the top part of the handle. Next, I'm going to work on my mouse and I'm going to use W00, E70, E71, and E74. I'm going to start with the E74 and lay in my shadows with that. I like to place my shadows down the back side of the body, so I always do my shadows based on the direction that the critter is facing. So if they're facing toward the right, the shadows are going to fall on the left. If they're facing toward the left, the shadows fall on the right. That keeps their faces nice and light so that you can really make out their features. I'm going to leave a little bit of white space on the muzzle for this guy as well, which I will fill in with that W00. I'll also add that to the inner ears and the belly and then fill in the feet. Next, I'm going to work on my sheep and I'm going to use N0, N1, N3, and N5. And I'm going to start with the N5 for the sheep's skin. I personally just love black-faced sheep. I'm always drawn to them when we go to like a county fair or anything like that. I always want to see the little black-faced sheep. I just think they are so sweet. So that is what I'm coloring this little guy to be like. So he's got that dark gray face and ear and legs. I colored in his hooves with the N5 completely. And now I'm going to use the N0 to kind of add a little bit of fluffiness to his fur, almost like I would color a cloud. So I'm going to do that with the N0 first because I just wasn't really confident in it, and that way I can come in with the N1 and kind of darken it up in a few little places to really add those extra creases and make him look super fluffy and soft. Next, I'm going to bring in some yellow tones to color in my chicks, and I'm going to use Y000, Y11, Y13, and Y15. And I'm going to start with that Y15. I'll lay in an extra shadow on the top little guy because he's got a piece of shell on top of his head that would be casting a shadow. The other two little guys are just going to get it on the side of their head, one side or the other, and then under the wing for the one that it shows. Blending out with the Y13 and then the Y11. And then I'm also going to color in the petals of my daffodils, and this time I'm using the lightest three shades. So I'm starting with the Y13, blending out with the Y11, and then bringing in that Y000 on those. Then I'm going to bring in one shade darker. I'm going to use that Y17 to add a little bit of color to the center part of the daffodils, blend that out with the Y15 and use the Y17 for the chicks' beaks. Then I'll switch to some pink tones. I'm using R00, R11, R20, and R22. I'm going to give my critters some rosy cheeks. I'll color in the noses of the bunny and the mouse, and also add a little bit of pink to their inner ears. Just laying that in and then blending that out with the R20. I'm going to give rosy cheeks to all of my critters, including those sweet little chicks. Then I'll use that R11 to really soften that out, bringing that up in the bunny's ears, softening the rosy cheeks, and just continue coloring all the way across each of those little critters. And then I'm also going to do a few of these little accessory images in this pink tone. So I wanted one of the little eggs to be pink. I wanted to do them as if they were already colored Easter eggs. So I'm going to do one pink. I'm going to do one pink butterfly. I'll do a pink bow for my Easter basket. And I'm doing those all starting with the R20, blending out with the R11 and then the R00. Although I did go back later and decide I wanted more contrast on that bow since it would be really close to that pale pink egg. So I did color over that later on with the R22, the R20, and the R11 just to make it a little bit darker. And then for the little row of tulips, I'm doing 3 of them with the darker pink combo and 2 with the lighter pink. Next, I'll bring in some pale aquas. I'm going to use BG quadruple 0, BG10, and BG11. I'll do another one of the little eggs that are cracked with the chicks popping out. And then I'm also going to do the little daisy looking flowers. I'm going to color those with the BG11. And I'm placing that closest to the center. I'm blending out with the BG10. I'm only using the 2 shades on those because the petals are super duper small. Next, I'll bring in some pale violets. I'm going to use V000, V01, and V04, and I'm going to do the little eggshell on the top of the chick's head and also the centers of the little daisies. I just thought that was a sweet combo for those with the blue and the purple. And I'm also going to do the last butterfly, the one that's flying sideways. Both of those are also from the Spring Basket stamp set. And then I decided that I wanted the little ruffle on my Easter basket to be white so that the pastel colored eggs would really pop against it. So I went back to that W00 and added in the W1. And then I'm going to bring in some greens for my leaves and grasses. I'm using YG00, YG01, and YG03 for all of the leaves of my flowers. And then I'm going to bring in 1 shade darker for the grasses. I'm going to use YG05, and I'll blend that out with the YG01. Just the 2 shades since those are really small as well. And I'm going to leave the eggs blank because I'm going to be using the coordinating stencil to add some color to those in just a minute. But for now, I'm going to trim these images out with their matching dies. So now I'm going to take each of those little critters with their Easter eggs and I'm going to pop that in my MISTI. I'm going to secure them down and then line up that stencil. Just press that down into place. And then I'm going to bring in some Distress Oxide inks. I'm going to start with the large open Easter egg and add in some spun sugar for the mouse. And then I'll lift that stencil up and find a contrasting pattern to position over top. And then I'm just going to continue ink blending with the same color of ink. So I'm continuing with the spun sugar for this one. So it'll be tone on tone with a subtle difference between the background and the pattern. And I think that looks so soft and pretty. I will clean off that stencil in between uses with a baby wipe just so that I don't accidentally get extra color on a different egg. I want to make sure I get the color that I'm going for. And for the little sheep, the lamb, it's going to be wilted violet. So I'm adding that base layer first, and then I'm going to reposition it. And I decided that since there were 3 different patterns that had flowers, and I'm going to have 3 of these little critters with Easter eggs on this card, I was going to go for all of the floral patterns. So I went for the larger flowers for this one, and I think that turned out really sweet as well. I love that purple with the black face sheep. I'm going to clean off my stencil one last time, and then I'll do my bunny, starting again with the solid egg. And this time I'm going to use some squeezed lemonade. And I'm just blending it to one side closest to the critter that's holding it, as if the critter is casting a shadow on that egg. And then I'll line up that third floral design, blend on that same Distress Oxide ink, and there we have it. So while I have my Misty out, I'm also going to stamp on the inside of my card, and I've taken the little frog with the Easter egg and stamped him in some merman ink, and I'm using mermaid cardstock for the card base. Then I'm going to add a little sentiment and a heart into the inside of the egg. The sentiment says, "Your eggstra special," which I just think is so sweet. I love a good pun. So now I wanted to bring in some pattern paper. I'm going to go to this brand new Blissful Blossoms 6x6 pad, and I'm going to tear out 2 sheets. I've got a pale aqua, and then I've also got the green floral pattern. So I'm going to trim down the green floral pattern with the 4 square backdrop portrait, and then the aqua pattern is going to be the sky behind the backdrop. So I just trimmed down that sky piece, and I'm going to glue that to the front of my card, just making sure that the leaf pattern is going in the correct direction. And then I've added a extra die cut of just plain white cardstock behind this, just to strengthen that pattern paper a little bit. And then I've lined the whole back of that with thin strips of Scotch 3M foam tape that I just cut down to size. And now I'm just going to line that up on my card front, make sure that it's on there nice and straight, and press that down into place. Then I can bring in my images. I've added some foam tape to the back of my 3 little critters with the Easter eggs. And I'm going to line them up into position so that I can figure out my 4th little square, just figuring out where I want them to go in each of those little squares. And then the last one is going to have the Easter basket with the chicks sitting inside. So I just need to glue them into the basket. Add a little bit of the jumbo glue tube to the back of that, and then hold that into place while it dries. Line the back of that with some more foam tape, and then I'll pop that in the center of the last square. I wanted to add some grass to either side of the basket, and the easiest way for me to do that is to just add the tiny little strips of foam tape where they will fit, and then pop those grasses down right over top. That way I don't have to worry about lining them up perfectly. Next, I'm going to take the florals that I have stamped and colored and tuck those into the outer corner of each of the remaining squares. So I just want to make sure that the color of the flower that I'm adding kind of is different from any of the other colors going on in that scene. So I'm using the yellow daffodils to go with the purple egg. And then I'm going to take the pink tulips, just making sure where I need to add my glue. And that is going to go back behind the bunny with the yellow egg. And I'm just tucking that off to the side and then adding my little critter with the Easter egg popped up with foam tape over top. So it's almost like the flowers are kind of like bursting out from behind them, like they're sitting in a garden. Then I'm going to take the little blue daisies and I'll add that to the 3rd square with the mouse with the pink egg. And you can see that I kind of tipped the flowers in each of those windows so that you could see at least 2 of them sticking out. And then the fact that they're not completely tucked down doesn't even show because the critter is over top of them. I also wanted to ground each of these little frames with a little bit more grass. These were all from the Backyard Bird Feeder add-on, and I am just adding those to the center, kind of between the critter and the Easter egg that they're holding. And I think that just makes it look even more like part of a scene, like it's really in a little garden or a yard. I'll take the bow and add that to the center of the Easter basket just below the chicks. And then I decided that I needed a 3rd butterfly. I wanted one for each of the windows that have an Easter egg in them, beside the one with the chicks, because the handle of the Easter basket is too tall. So I stamped and colored one more of the butterflies, and I did that one in yellow. And again, I'm just mixing up the color so that each one goes in a different place from the color of the egg that is in that square. For my sentiment, I stamped out Happy Easter and colored it in the same shades that I used for all of my images, and trimmed that out with the middle Everyday Sentiment banner. And then I'm just going to add that to the center of the bottom section. And of course, I have to add a little bit of glitter to this card. So I'm going to take some Stardust Stickles and add that to my butterfly's wings. And I'll add a little bit to each of the flowers and the bow on the Easter basket. And that is going to finish up this card for today. So I will lift it up and show you in a bit more detail and give you another peek at the inside. I had a lot of fun creating this card today, especially with those Stampin' Stencil Easter eggs. Those were a lot of fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed it too. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button and leave me a comment down below. I love to hear from you. This video will also be on the Lawn Fawn blog and YouTube channel today, so if you'd like to watch it again, you can check it out over there. I will have all of the supplies that I use listed and linked in the description bar in case you'd like to pick up anything for yourself. And if you'd like to keep watching, here are 2 extra videos I thought you might also enjoy. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you soon in the next. Bye-bye.